Dear students, in this video lecture, we'll talk about the state estimation aspect of the smart grid. We know that generally the EMS system, that is energy management system, generally runs with the real-time data. By taking that real-time data, it will compute and maintain the security of the operation at the minimum cost. In case of the power system, the measurements, whatever we take from the sensors, they will provide the information to the state estimation program, which will be used for processing and the analysis purpose. The functions whatever we perform, that includes the topology processing, which gathers lot of data about the each and every component of the power system, such as the circuit breaker and other components, and also disconnects the switches. The state estimation SE of voltage and angles are obtained for all the buses using the weighted least square method, that is WS least square method, that is WS method. But the detection of the inaccurate data that will also generate is obtained from the network parameters and the tap changing transformers, shunt capacitors, as well as from the breakers. So many of the algorithms in use that contain the problem, there are some problems, that is the convergence problems. Usually the convergence problems that happens in traditional state estimation, that may not converge if the power system state changes faster than the SCADA data. So usually the SCADA data is slow. So for that we are using the PMU data now. The PMU data is much faster than the SCADA data. So that is the convergence problem. So the second problem is around the possibility of missing the critical data from the communication channels. Sometime during the communication from one node to another node, sometime we may miss some critical data. So that is useful for the analysis. Sometime it will miss because of the communication channel problems. That is another problem. Then the third problem is the system parameter database with many errors that may also create. Then the fourth problem is it will report the changes in system parameters or the devices such as the breakers, taps, or the disconnected switches. Now let us study what is the criteria we are going to adopt for detection and identification of the bad data. See, in real time, the power system is generating a huge amount of data. So that data, how we are going to manage and how we are going to utilize that data, that is the very important issue. So as from the sensors we are taking the huge amount of data, that particular data will be used to identify and monitor the system behavior. So in that particular data, how you are going to identify the bad data, how you are going to locate the bad data from the huge amount of data, how you are going to measure the errors. Okay, so that is the most important parameter of today's discussion. So without the redundancy, the estimates will fit the data perfectly, but it does not provide what are the ways to locate the bad data. The major four sources of the problems are: first problem is the gross measurement errors, and the second problem is small modeling errors. The third problem is small parameter errors. Then inaccurate knowledge of the measurement variances. In real situation, all of these problems will occur simultaneously. But the solution key consists of two primary considerations. One is exploitation of the structure of the power flow equations and associated sensitivities, and the second is creating the hypothesis testing. That is also the one more. The hypothesis means the proposed idea, whatever we are trying to do. So extra care is required to make the bad data identification step, which is workable. So this is achieved in two steps. One is the pre-estimation analysis, another one is the post-estimation analysis. Let us study what is the pre-estimation analysis. In case of pre-estimation analysis, its components can undergo the series of consistency tests with the following objectives. First one is the detection of obviously bad measurements. Second point is the detection of obviously bad network topology. Then the third one is the classification of the data, whether it is a valid, suspect or the raw data. Then the tuning the measurement variances values also we are going to consider in case of the pre-estimation analysis. Before going to that, let us discuss what is the approach of smart grid to the state estimation. Usually what happens, the state estimation is one of the most important tool for detecting and diagnosing errors in measurements such as the network error and the device malfunctions, etc. But the technique whatever we used in estimating the voltage and power flow errors as a result of the system parameter errors, the problem is formulated as one of the minimum Jacobian matrix subject to the different constraint conditions, and those are solved. Let us discuss what is the dynamic state estimation. See, the accuracy of the state estimator is very important because it feeds EMS functions, that is the voltage angle stability, economic dispatch, the security analysis and so on. Today's power system is clearly more dynamic since both load and source vary with introduction of the renewable energy resources as distributed resources. So a technique to address this new dynamic system, that is dynamic state estimation, DSE, is currently being researched by the researchers so that we can optimize the behavior of the power system. This is what I am trying to highlight you in this particular video lecture. With this we completed the model 2, that is the stability analysis tools in case of the smart grid. Mainly in this particular chapter we are going to discuss what are the different voltage stability and instability analysis tools which will directly help to optimize the reliability as well as the efficiency of the smart grid. Thank you.